Oh, hello.
Are we audible? Hello. Hello. Good morning to one and all present here. I am your Sajitatam, Toastmaster Ishita, and I welcome you all to meeting number 325 of the Amrita Toastmasters Club. Here at the Amrita Toastmasters Club, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. 325. This milestone is more than just a number. It symbolizes the countless memories we have, stories of growth, friendship, and resilience. Before we begin our 325th meeting, I request everyone to please keep their mobiles switched off or on mute. Also, a disclaimer: discussion of sex, religion, and politics is prohibited in adherence to the rules of Toastmasters International, and mentions of the institution is also prohibited. Kindly try to use formal language and refrain from swearing or using offensive language during the meeting. I would also like to remind everyone to not indulge in crosstalk and to refrain from moving around while a speaker is on stage. If you have to move or leave the room, please wait until the speaker has finished speaking so that we can minimize any disruptions. Additionally, speakers are requested to note that there will be time disqualifications if they exceed the time limits for their speeches. Also, just a reminder, voting and suggestion forms will be sent at the end of each meeting, so please ensure that you duly fill it. I now hand over control to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Shah.
Thank you very much, Sergeant Toastmasters. Uh, to those of you joining us online, we're having technical difficulties. No, should be.
Just wait. Let it do no test.
All right. Welcome to Amrita Toastmasters Club's 325th meeting. We are a bit short on members, but that's fine. It's not about the quantity of company we have, it's about the quality of company. All right. So before I go ahead with my long monologue and hope that it's counted as my own people, please no. I'd like to take a moment to introduce the guests. We have a few guests joining us. Toastmaster Manimala is there. Apart from her, we have a few guests joining us. If you could just stand up, introduce yourself, and and if you have eaten breakfast today.
Hello, all. I am Anmol and I'm Aditya Raman's friend.
You didn't answer. Have you eaten breakfast?
Yeah, I've eaten breakfast.
Sudhamsh is not a guest, despite his infrequent appearances in our meetings.
Hello, good morning everyone. I'm Abhipsha Parida and I have not eaten breakfast today because I woke up about half an hour before coming here. It's a Saturday morning, you can't blame me. So,
No, no. Um,
So, hi everyone, I'm Praniti, and I have also not eaten the breakfast.
Hi everyone, and my name is Sweramani. I'm Toastmasters Manimala cousin.
Good to have you with us.
Hello everyone, I am Toastmaster Manimala from Tuticorin Toastmaster Club. I am pursuing my MBA Logistics and Supply Chain Management in Kumaragur College of Technology, Coimbatore. So now I am pursuing first year. I am also a motivational speaker, deliver various speeches in schools and colleges. Thank you all. I am very glad to be a part of today's meeting. Thank you.
Welcome to Coimbatore as well.
Good morning everyone, I'm Nimshia. I'm doing my second year diploma in Women's Polytechnic College, Coimbatore. I'm Manimala's cousin.
Nice to meet you. thank you all for joining us for our 325th meeting. Online, we have distinguished Toastmaster Rakesh Madam and our Division Director, Toastmaster Tina, as well. Thank you both for joining us as well. I know it's a weekend. I know everyone has a lot of better things to do than join us here. So thank you very much for joining us. And with that, I'd like to hand over control to the General Evaluator, Toastmaster Roshni Nadella. Oh, sorry. I'd like to hand over control to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sebastian.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shan, for getting me once more. So the Toastmaster today role is something that we haven't been able to implement a lot because of our time constraints. We only get 1 hour per meeting, so we scrapped the Toastmaster of the day and merged it with the General Evaluator role. And now that we had the opportunity to do it after a very long time, I thought I must seize the opportunity. So it's with pleasure that I invite you all to meeting number 325 of Amrita Toastmasters Club. This is such a wonderful occasion. This term was very busy and very hectic for students. You still see very few people compared to the entire strength. We've had back-to-back events and obviously this entire month that goes away as students, exams. So we haven't been able to meet together a lot or have a full meeting in a hall with prepared speeches and table topics and a TMOD session. So it's very, very nice to have this today, and I hope we all have fun. So to the guests, just an explanation of how the meeting works. We first have our prepared speech session where there are 2 speakers. They've prepared a speech ahead of time. They'll be speaking for 5 to 7 minutes. And after their speech, we move on to the next session, which is a table topic session. This is an impromptu session where a table topic, someone called the table topics master, will be giving you a short topic that you have to speak on for 2 minutes. Impromptu. You won't be given any time to think. So as soon as you give the topic, you'll have to talk about it. And after the table topic session, we have a very unique session in Toastmasters, which is the evaluation session. So there is someone called as the general evaluator, which will be Toastmaster Roshni for today, who will be looking at the entire meeting proceedings. Did the meeting start on time? Is everyone maintaining decorum? Is the meeting fun? Fun is not a criteria, but sure, let's do that. We'll be looking at all of that. And so she will be recording all of it. And the prepared speakers will be evaluated by 2 people, 1 person per speaker, called the individual evaluator. Now, the individual evaluator is someone in the audience, someone who can, put it as it is. So I think we should have improved upon this way. And that is what the individual evaluator does. And they will all be presenting their reports in the end. So listening to all these evaluations, everybody can learn and you know where to improve, what to improve to make the next meeting successful, better yourself as a speaker. And without further ado, now I would like to call upon the general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Roshni.
Good morning, all. I hope you've all had breakfast because it's going to be a long day. It is my privilege today to be a general evaluator. My role as general evaluator will be to provide an overall evaluation of the meeting. I will be looking after the overall flow of the meeting, how the role players are justifying their role, and the individual evaluators, speakers, and just the overall continuity of the meeting. At the end of the session, I will be giving constructive feedback and the highlights of the meeting. Today, to help with the evaluation of the meeting, I have my tag team with me. I would first like to invite the timer of the day, Toastmaster Mukhi. Clapping is encouraged when there is a speaker on stage.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So I'll be the timer of the day, and as a timer, it is my responsibility to time every speeches that is happening on stage, and I'll be indicating the time remaining with the green, yellow, and red cards. So the timing for each speech is as follows. For the prepared speeches, it is 5 to 7 minutes. Green card at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and red card at 7 minutes. For the Evaluation speeches, it is 2 to 3 minutes, green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red card at 3 minutes. For the table topic session, it is 1 to 2 minutes, green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. Every speakers will be given a buffer time of 30 seconds, and those exceeding the time limit will be time disqualified. I'll give a detailed report by the end of the speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mukul. Next will be the our counter, Toastmaster Harshita. Good morning, everyone. I'll be your counter for the day. My job for the day will be to keep track of any filler words or filler sounds that any of our speakers, Toastmasters, and guests will be using for the day. And I will be providing you with a detailed report of everything I heard and noted at the end of the meeting. Next is the grammarian Toastmaster Vishwa.
Hello everyone, I'm back with this time as your grammarian. So I will be your pocket grammar guide for today. And as a grammarian, I will be on the lookout for good grammar and language usages. I'll be noting down any good usages you make as well as any grammatical mistakes that you might make in your speeches today. I'll be presenting all of these at the end of the meeting in my grammarian's report so that you can work on and utilize the feedback the next time. Additionally, I will also be on the lookout for our word of the day. And if you use the word of the day in a sentence, you will get a special shout out in my report. So, moving on to the word of the day, epitome. The word epitome refers to a perfect example or representation of a particular quality or type. For example, the bustling market is the epitome of vibrant city life, or her appetite is the epitome of a black hole, for it consumes everything in sight. Now, I'll be tracking all your highlights and areas for improvements in your speeches today. And yes, do be on the lookout for the word of the day. Back to you.
Okay, so let's go ahead with the meeting. And yes, Toastmaster Subhashini, having fun will also be a criteria of my evaluation. Back to your Toastmaster. Before we begin with any other session, let us honor our guests. We have our Division Director, Toastmaster Tina, DTM Rakesh Menon, and our ITP Roshni joining us online. Thank you so much for joining us. Tina, ma'am, would you like to say a few words now?
Yes, I'm here. So hope I'm audible. Bad enough, I believe. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Amrita Toastmasters Club. And, it's been a honor. I tried my level best to be there, but I could not because of my health issues. Hope everyone can figure out from my sore throat, right? So you have to bear with me for the next 2 to 3 minutes. So I just start with a small story. Just wanted to, give you a lot of information. I think I have been seeing a new guest people in the auditorium. So how was your experience like? Have you been into Toastmasters meeting before, or this is the first time you guys are experiencing any of one of the guests? No, everyone are new, or do you have any prior experience in Toastmasters?
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Abhiksha, and I have been to a Toastmasters meeting before, and it was
Mm-hmm.
honestly very entertaining. It was the perfect combination of formality and informality, and I love the bond that the Toastmasters had with each other. It was really a holy experience. So yes, definitely beautiful.
Thank you so much. See, I just wanted to start with a news story, one little bit of a short story actually. So there was a man, who was seeking for some food and for a nice job occupation in his life because he was coming from a low community people. And he did not had any great neighbors or great relatives who have been helping him. But there was a set of people, who was like observing this particular human, what he's up to doing on the daily basis. Each and every day, whatever his, our daily routine was, he'll get up, he'll brush his teeth, he will have his breakfast, and just, go around his, the farming land. And, he'll just take and observe and he'll do whatever necessary things has to be done for the crops. And then he'll come back and then he'll sleep. He will skip his, meals and also his dinner. So was his daily routine for like 2 to 3 months, and he did not had any set of friends who were there. But literally, he was wanting some people has to give his hand, and he was very very introvert. How to go and express his need to any other people. But there was a set of people like 4 or 5 bunch of people who was staying very close to the farming land, and they were been observing this and why they were making a curiosity how this guy is not talking very much outside, and why we are waiting for him to explicit his wishes or his need. Let us go in and help them. So that's how a beautiful day where these people went inside that human place, and they started having a chit chat and networking, and then they found what is the need for the human, and they started helping them each other. This is kind of it's not a built up story or something. This is what it happens in a real world scenario. Some people are very very introvert and they don't want to express it very frequently. So Toastmasters is also a place where this kind of scenario happens, where our introvert gets distracted or it gets broke, because we all belong to a volunteer organization and people are here to express, and they are in a place to help each other what is the opposite person's need and their requirement. So in the same case, Amrita, I would say those are the humans who have been helping Division G and a large equipment, I would say, because the Division G was just, when I took my leadership, I was just thinking that how we are going to, do each and everything and how we are going to plan. And Amrita Toastmasters, I would say, please give a round of applause to each and every member of Amrita. Seriously, you guys were like doing a fun, wonderful, fantastic journey for myself and for Division G and for especially for G4, because first in officers training program, this one particular club where I found all the 8 excom officer were available there, and they were the angels to help me in the breakout room for the timing sessions and breakout sergeant at arms and each and everything. So good luck to each and every member. Do your great support for Division G and G4, not only for this year and the forthcoming years. And I have a plan to come and visit your club maybe in the month of Jan, and I'll be coming in exclusively. So myself and who is the incoming president? Ishita. Okay. She's one of my buddy, I would say. So Ishita was fantastic. Thank you so much for your support, and keep helping me in the next term. We'll be staying connected from Jan 1st.
Yes, Toastmaster team.
Yeah, thank you. And also, I just wanted to place a one more request is I wanted an exclusive, meet with the XCOM and online, maybe in a Gmeet. So you guys can arrange a day and let me know. We all can, discuss what are the other 6 months of plan and everything. Yeah. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Over to Toastmasters, Roshni, Toastmaster today.
Right. Thank you, Toastmaster Tina, for your wonderful words. Thank you for joining us today despite being sick. Next, I would like if DT and Rakesh Menon could please a few words. DT and Rakesh Menon is the epitome of a mentor for our club. He's always shown up for us. He's always helped us out, even when we did not know anything about what to do for the club. It's always we turn to okay, ask DT and Rakesh Menon. He will know. So a few words.
Thank you so much, Yamuri. It's been a great pleasure to be here on a milestone meeting. This is a club that where I've been involving even before chartering, from the demo meetings, the first meeting, and also a lot of earlier milestone meetings. When I think of Amrita, what comes to my mind is the commitment that you guys bring in. It's the epitome of commitment and perfection. Uh, I take this moment to congratulate you for the wonderful work done. I've seen some of your members evolving into beautiful, wonderful leaders, taking very good positions after your college and your career. I've been in touch with a lot of your members. I've seen the difference what Amrita Toastmasters members are bringing to the corporate world. So once again, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm today in Punjab. That's the reason I've not been able to make it in person. Otherwise, I would have loved to be in the Amrita campus. If not for Toastmasters, I don't have a reason to visit your wonderful campus. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best. And any support, you know, Mehuna, please be in touch. Good luck.
Thank you so much, sir. So you don't need a reason to visit Amrita campus. Just let us know a day and prior. We'll arrange a meeting just for you. Just let us know. We'll send an email to the gate and we'll say sir is coming, and we'll have a meeting just for you. Do not hesitate. Thank you for your words, sir. So next up is the TMOD session. Response session, could you please help me get up on stage?
You get help with the projector. That turns on the projector. It turns on the projector. What do you want? Project, you should pull it up. Put that screen up. Yeah. There's a remote. Okay. This remote. Yeah. This is click up. Oh. Damn. Fancy, no? It's very fancy. Yeah. This is actually my class. Yeah. Yes, yeah. And the thing. Okay, there's a bunch of. Yes, it is. Board. Board is not visible. That's okay.
Okay, so welcome to the Toastmaster of the Day session, and we're going to play a very fun game. We're going to play Hangman. How many of you have played Hangman? Okay, so everyone besides have you played Hangman? Okay, so I'll explain the rules in brief. So there will be blanks. So there will be blanks, and you have to guess it letter by letter. If you get a wrong guess, we will draw a man. And once the man is fully done, he is hanged, and you run out of tries for guessing as well. Please draw the. Just go here. No, draw it in the middle. Then you can use it.
I will stand.
Do you want me to do it? Yeah.
I just gave a speech on how I can't draw. She do not trick me.
This is lines.
This
is integration symbol.
You draw the guy here.
You made him look like kebab. Okay.
I was
Okay. So basically, this is the word. There are two words, so you have to guess both of it correctly. But let's say you're going to guess the word S. If S is there, I'll fill it in the correct position. Based on that, you can try guessing the full word also. And if you get a wrong guess, we will draw parts of the man's body. Once the man is done, you are done. But that's just the basic rule of hangman. But so all the words that are in this session are related to our club in some way. So I'd like whoever in the audience who knows the answer to stand up and tell the story of it. If
if no one volunteers, I know everyone was involved in the particular incident, so I will pick on you. So shall we start? Any guesses? E. The letter E is.
I shouldn't hear. You should put the mic and then kill.
The letter E is not a part, so we draw the head. A is a part of the word.
Wow, this is really
So our future president and our grammarian for the day does not know the spelling of certain words.
I don't know. Okay. Give me time.
We spent time discussing this last night, and somehow this is what we have come up with.
Are they one word or?
They're two different words. That's why there is this space here.
No.
No.
S is not present.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to say?
P is part.
P. I swear I don't know the word.
U, not a part of the word.
Nope.
N.
Yes.
No. M. 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 Who said M? No, M.
No one said
Who said N?
Okay.
K.
That does not. That does not. That does not.
Kidnap?
Ban. Kidnap ban.
Okay, wrong.
Wrong. But
It's not kidnap ban.
What did you say?
Kidnap ban.
Yes, oh, that's it. Yes, the word is kidnap one. Go on. Sorry.
It's the Omni van.
Okay.
We travel everywhere in Omnis. OTP. Joint meeting. Everywhere we've gone, we traveled in a white Omni van. It's specifically white also. So it looks like we're just being kidnapped.
And it's always so we go as a big group, whoever's going, so it's 9 people crammed into one van with 2 people on someone's lap or the other. It's always a very tight pack. So it is almost like human trafficking, yes. Except with choosing and paying for it. So let's move on to the next one. Good job, Roshni and Shan, for guessing. Toastmaster Roshni and Toastmaster Shan for guessing the word right. I'm starting to find out that the cyber junior second years who actually continuously, so Toastmaster Ishita and Toastmaster Veda continuously take up the role of the grammarian and do quite a good job. But they have doubts with spellings.
You don't need to learn how to spell to be a grammarian.
Yes.
You just need to know grammar.
Just 5 letters. Is that 5 letters? Yes.
How about you tell us the word so we can tell you with 5 letters?
Sure.
A.
Draw the hand.
Oh, the man.
A.
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 A is a part of it. Toastmaster Maniwala, do you have any guesses? So Toastmaster Rakesh Menon says that his first 4-wheeler was an Omni-Man, but there was no kidnapping. We're glad, sir. We're very, very glad. Any guesses? Any random guess is fine.
Q.
Okay.
She knows about it. He's sabotaging us.
R.
Okay, R is a part of it. M is not a part of the word.
N.
N is not a part of the word.
How bad is this?
What you're a part of us.
I thought you're killing even more.
The marker is out. Yes.
Let's just continue it. I will draw it on my laptop if I need to, please.
I just opened whiteboard on it. Whiteboard on it. Yeah.
Next guess.
E.
E? No.
You have 3 more guesses. I.
Okay.
That does not count.
Come on, guys. Do none of you play word? Aditi, do you want to guess? Any letter. Just guess any random letter.
L.
L. L is a part of the word.
Oh my god.
O is a part of the word.
Y.
Y. Yes. If you guess the whole word, okay, good job.
I'm pretty sure someone. Okay, what is the story?
Okay. Does anyone know why royal is something that relates to this term in particular? Toastmasters one.
I don't know this.
Toastmaster Aarti? We discussed this, so Toastmasters Sudhamsh. Why would royal be something that is related to? Yes, Pastor Aarti. Disappointed as the head of the dialogues. I'm disappointed that you had no idea about it.
I was thinking about us meeting royals.
Our Darbar Dialogues event was actually, that happened during Anokha. It was related to royalties, so maybe that.
Yes, that was the correct answer. See, so even the meeting, so we had a meeting themed royal the day, 2 days before our event, the Dialogues, in order to do some sort of promotion for our event because our event was on the verge of being scrapped because we had no registration. But we managed to pull it off, and from the event, we have Toastmasters Sudhamsh join us. He's looking at me so furtively. Okay, come on.
A.
A.
Roshni, you E.
E is correct, yes.
Exactly. I should have gone with you all. I trusted you.
Right.
S, yes. C. No.
N.
I.
Yes.
Milestone.
Yes.
Adi.
Ran out of ideas on what could be related to this term. And we have the milestone meeting, which is today. Please talk about it, Aarti. Please talk about your experiences from the past few milestones that we have attended. I think this is the 4th milestone we are attending together.
Yes.
So I'd like you to just shed light on all the 4 milestones of Amrita Toastmasters Club.
First milestone meeting was actually my second meeting as a Toastmaster, where I was the hour counter for the very first time. And I remember how scared I was, so much so that all the guests were telling me, thought you would faint while speaking. And then 275th milestone meeting, I was again an counter for some reason. And then, yeah, it was actually a pretty rushed one. But yeah, we did manage to pull it off. And the third one was the 300 milestone meeting, which happened online. We had a lot of expectations on it, but then it did go pretty well. We thought it would be online, so it would be boring, but then it went pretty well. Now it's the 325th, and for the first time I'm a prepared speaker for 325th.
So, sort of like nostalgic roles. Toastmaster Aarti despite being a VP and actually taking up prepared speeches quite often, she's delivered it often. She was at the area level for humorous as well. But she has been cemented in Toastmasters in ATC history as timer Aarti because she was the timer for our last the previous year's humorous speech and evaluation contest. And from then we've been addressing her very lovingly as Toastmaster timer Aarti.
My favorite milestone meeting was 250.
Which Toastmaster Sean did not attend.
Why isn't that coming down? Oh, remote is ulta sir.
Indeed. I think this is the milestone where we had the most guests join us after 250th. So it's very nice to see a full hall. They keep repeating. Yeah, this is relatively fuller. A fuller hall is still a full hall. With that, I would like to end my session or my session as Toastmaster of the day, my Toastmaster Day session, and I would like to call upon the table topics master, Toastmaster Kalyani.
Our district director might join us right now. Yes. I am sorry. Our district director and our club growth director, uh, distinguished Toastmaster Mohan Krishnan and distinguished Toastmaster Ashwati will be joining us soon. They are at an event for District 120 right now. So they won't have much time, which is why we're sorry, Kalyani, I have to shift her table topic section by a bit. They're very busy right now, so I just wanted to pop in for a few minutes, just give a few words before they.
It's on. It's on. It's on. It's not on. It's not on. The projector.
It's fine.
Okay, no, no.
It should be on. Okay. Done. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yep.
It is my
I would now like to, it is my pleasure to introduce you all to our district director, DTM Mohan Krishnan. So are you there? We'd like it if you could speak a few words.
Sure, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you. I can see all of you there. Yes.
So would you like to say a few words?
Yes, yes. Let me just give me a minute.
It's just
Oh, hi. Can you see me? A thumbs up from the audience? Okay, super. I also have Dr. Ashwati, our club growth director, with me here. Uh, you know, first of all, congratulations on the event. Amazing. Uh, glad to see the progress that the club made. I think, I don't remember the milestone, but I was a keynote speaker for one of your event there, and it was great. To be interact with all of you when I was doing that, and unfortunately today we are not able to make it because you can see the banner behind me. Uh, yes, and we are actually participating in one of the HR conclaves that's happening in Chennai. So that's the reason we are not able to make it in person there. But you guys are doing amazing. Keep doing all the good work. We all have a great responsibility, and you have a lot of privilege to be part of this fraternity called Toastmasters in the 100th year of Toastmasters, right? So I always say this, Dr. Ralsei Smedley, our founder, in 1905, not even 1924. That's when we started. But his initial thoughts were in 1905 when he initially thought about Toastmasters. And it took 20 years for him to take this forward as a club. And look at where we are. We are in Chennai, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, right? Somewhere from California to Tamil Nadu is a big thing that happened in 100 years. Why am I saying this is all of you are responsible, all of us are responsible to take this fraternity to 100 more years. I always ask myself, will people who come from 100 years, will they remember our names? No. But every single thing that you're going to learn from this room of Toastmasters is going to impact someone else, and you might not know who that is. But all you have to do is stand up, step up, go to the stage, give your commitment, and take roles, deliver speeches. That's all it takes. So please do that so this fraternity will be taken for 100 more years. Right? That's very important. I always say people. The reason I'm saying people might not know who we are, who our names in the next 100 years is. I want all of you to go to YouTube later and then check out Disney. Last year, Disney celebrated 100 years, and they made a beautiful video. They brought every single character of Disney into that video. If you ask me, can Toastmasters make such video? No, because we got impacted by people that we don't even know, right? Similarly, people that are going to get impacted will not know who we are, but what matters is you doing the things. So keep doing all the good work. We'll try to visit your club sometime sooner. Looking forward for another milestone invite from all of you. Looking forward to meet you all in the officers training program that's going to come, and division conferences that's going to come. Looking forward to meet you all in the district conference that's happening in May. Look forward to it. Thank you so much once again. Congratulations on the milestone. I will hand it over to Dr. Ashwati Rajan, our club growth director.
Hello, everyone. First of all, accept my apologies for not being there with all of you in person, but I'm glad that we are connected virtually. Congratulations to all of you for this amazing milestone. I know milestones are very special because it tells stories of the journey we have been traveling. So I'm sure all of you, even the newest member of this club, would have uh, some stories to tell in coming future when you join this Toastmasters for some purpose. Congratulations to all of you. One thing which I always feel when I see all of you is a feeling of jealousy, because when I was of your age, when I was in college and university, I always felt that I did not get the motivation or a platform where I could learn public speaking. I got an opportunity to be on the stage and address 5,000 plus students in my university as a leader, as a presidential candidate for the student council. And I still remember that day when I was on the stage. I had a full prepared speech. Uh, I, I don't even know how many times I read that speech and practiced for it. But the moment I was on the stage, my legs started shivering. I was perplexed. I was so nervous. I was feeling difficulty in taking out that voice from my mouth, and my whole body was sweating. My hands were wet. I'm sure all of you would have had that kind of experience maybe once in your lifetime. So that was the feeling. And I always felt that I should have had some kind of practice or some motivation or some platform where I could get some guidance to get rid of that nervousness and that fear to be on the stage and address fearlessly. But now today, when I am in Toastmasters and I see people around me, I see especially students doing so well. I feel so good. I feel you all are fortunate. You all are lucky to get this amazing platform to transform yourself. So, one thing which I would like to tell all of you is make use of the opportunities which you get on this platform. I always say that all of our meetings are like a stepping stone because you learn so much from every single meeting you attend. It can be the smallest role of a timer where still you learn the precision of time, respecting someone else's time, or maybe a role of a TMOD when you learn some skills to collaborate, to connect with others, to manage the whole meeting, to plan, to organize, so many other skills. Or it may be something bigger, maybe like your area contest or a division contest or a conference or a district role. So you learn again another set of roles. So every meeting, every opportunity you get here comes with a lot of skills. So have that courage to say yes and grab the opportunity, because you know that when you attempt that, you will be emerging as a better version of yourself. I'm sure you all know about the pearl, the story of a pearl, that it is the oyster who creates pearl, and it happens when a sand particle enters its body, and but the oyster, it converts into a beautiful pearl. And similarly, when such opportunities come on your way, if you grab those opportunities and give your 100%, you will be emerging like a very precious and pure pearl. So grab every opportunity on your way. That's the only message I have for all of you. All the very best. And I'm sure we'll meet soon, maybe in the DOTP or the district conference. And I would love to shake hands with all of you. Thank you so much. And back to you, MC.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining and taking time out of your busy schedule in order to grace our meeting. It's truly an honor for both of you who have joined us today. And we hope to see you at our in-person meeting someday soon. Now, we will have the keynote speaker join us shortly. So before that, I thought it being the 325th milestone, I want people to share their favorite moments from this term. I'm going to get down and pass the mic. So who wants to go first? Favorite moments of the term? That's Master Rishika.
So, hello, Toastmaster Chita. So, I think one of my favorite moments of this term was probably the event that we conducted, the Bar Dialogues. We had a lot of our members help in, even though they were very, very busy. It was basically a debate of sorts which featured historical figures. And we had a lot of fun, a lot of chaos, and a lot of learning. And yes, that might have been my favorite moment.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chita. It was certainly a very, very memorable part of this term. And Anoka as well. And it's just that Anoka is a tech fest, and so as a part of tech fest, clubs have events as well. And we thought that we must put our best foot forward. Who's next? See, everybody likes to come. School volunteering.
Hello all, I'm Toastmaster Sudhanshu. So my favorite moment in this term was when I was about to attend my first meeting as a Toastmaster, which was last week. And the day before, for no reason, I just turned on my WhatsApp notifications. And it was almost 1 a.m. in midnight. and suddenly a notification. It was from Toastmaster Subhashini. Are you ready to be the grammarian for the next meeting? And I said yes in this step. So and that day was very hectic that Friday. And I just back to my room and I slept. And just I got a sudden call. And again I woke up. It was Toastmaster Aditya reminding me that I have a meeting to attend in 5 minutes and I'm the grammarian. So I just rushed. I took my cycle keys and lock, everything. I was rushing to the meeting. And in that process, I lost my cycle lock, I lost my key. I just came till the AB3 and then they called me and they asked, did you find the word of the day? And I took help of my friend Siri, who's iPhone AI, and I searched many words, but I was just walking from ground floor to the second floor of AB3, first to the first floor of AB3, and I couldn't find any word. Then I remembered this one word, quintessential, which I've learned in my fourth grade. Then, but the thing is, I forgot the spelling. I just came. Yes. I went there and then I just the first question they didn't greet me. What's the word of the day? That was the first question. That's so rude of you guys. And I said that's quintessential, and luckily they knew the spelling. They wrote it on the board, and it was a great session. And it was my first meeting as a Toastmaster and first meeting as a role player. Thank you.
Thank you for taking on the role without any hesitation, Sudhanshu.
Petition to make grammarians write the word of the day so that they know at least the spelling of it.
Petition accepted. So from now on, the grammarians will be writing the board on their own. Next up. Favorite moments? Pranav? You knew that was coming, I could tell. The furtive glance.
Considering I haven't been very regular this time, I think my favorite moment would be the joint meeting that we had last weekend. It was fun. Yes. So yeah. So considering we've been planning this joint meeting for a very long time, almost a year now, I think finally it materializing was a big deal for all of us, and we had fun. We were 7, 8 of us, and they enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. And yeah, Pillow wanted to enjoy it. It was great. So, thank you.
Toastmaster Valimala, you should try out Pillar 129 someday. They have very big portions, and so it's nice to go together and share. They also have a separate kitchen for veg and non-veg. As our club is very split between veg.
They're not getting sponsored by them.
As our club is split between vegetarians and non-vegetarians, we always end up going there. I am honestly bored of the place, but we always go there, and well, we still have a fun time because we're together, right? That's what matters. You're vegetarian, your food opinions do not matter. I'm sorry. Anyone else? One last person. So our keynote speaker has joined us. So we should get to him in just a minute. Any last President, would you like to? President, favorite moment?
President is going to speak towards this meeting.
President, favorite moment.
President's favorite meeting was the EXCOM meetings, which half the people never showed up for. Yes, Roshni, you are my number one. Subhashini, you also. Ishita. My currently absent secretary, Toastmaster Aditya Saman. Very excellent guy, does all the work for you. He says he'll show up to a EXCOM meeting, doesn't show up. It's another favorite meeting, another favorite moment over the term. I don't know, actually, there's been a lot of favorite moments of this term. This is my most favorite term because I'm the president. It has to be the most favorite term for me. It's kind of weird if it wasn't. So yeah, I can't really think of specific moments about it.
Is there anybody else who would like to Toastmaster Veda? No?
Hi, Hi, are you able to see me?
Yes, we're able to see you.
Yes, and you can hear me well as well?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Just a second, let me increase the volume and I will introduce you before we begin. Could you please say hello or something? I just want to see if the audio is.
Hello, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Is audible?
Hello, hello.
Yes, you're audible. Thank you.
If you guys can hear me, everyone do a backflip, just so I know that you guys can hear me. No?
I wish I got it.
All right, we're good to go?
Yes, we're good to go.
Good. Hello, everyone. My name is Wahid. I'm a consultant in energy in Dubai. I was originally born and raised in Finland, though my parents are from Bangladesh. And I lived in Finland for most of my life as well. And then I took a journey towards the Netherlands when I went to complete my bachelor's program. I then went back to Finland for about a year to complete my military training, because that's still a thing in Finland. And then I went on to do my master's at Imperial in the UK in finance, after which I finally started my job here in Dubai. That's a little bit about me. In terms of leadership positions, let's put it that way. In high school, I was the president of the international student organization there, with about 5 or 6 people. In the Netherlands, I was the president of the largest student organization over there. And during university, I was a representative for my class. These are like my little snippets of leadership, I think, what I've experienced so far in my life. Does that make me a leader? It's not for me to answer. And that's not the objective of this conversation either. What I'd like for this conversation largely to be about is not define what leadership is. I know that I put that as the title for my talk, but I think the more I tried to define that, the more difficult it became. So before we start going too much into detail, what I'd like to hear from people around the room is, what do they think leadership is? What brings them here today? And who they see as a leader in their life, someone from the past, whoever that might be, but I'd like to hear some thoughts.
Anyone?
Please don't feel shy. There's no correct or right answer, correct or wrong answers.
Hello, Toastmasters. I'm Pranav. I happen to mention this last week also. What I feel as a leader is somebody who takes the initiative, irrespective of whether or not he has the power, and leads organizations, inspires them, and irrespective of whether or not he is in the position of power. That is what I think a leader is. Thank you.
All right, let's hear some more.
I think leader is someone to whom the people look up to do better in their leadership. So yeah.
Okay.
Hello, sir. According to me, leader is the person who not only just lead the team, they need to motivate, support, inspire, and also to empower their team to do the betterment among with other people. Thank you, sir.
I want to hear 2 more.
So I think a leader is someone who can bring a variety of people together, because a lot of times people have clashing personalities, and leaders should be people who are able to mesh them together. So I think that is what a leader is.
Okay.
I feel like the leaders are who could guide people through, or could show the path, a definite path, right path, so that everyone could follow their steps and be successful.
Okay. All right. So let me tell you the correct answer. No, I don't have a correct answer, unfortunately. I think largely when I think about leaders and when you guys think about leaders, there's different perceptions of what that might be. And I don't think there's one correct answer. I believe leaders are highly contextual and they're always fit for purpose. So what does that mean? If we go back in history, we can take inspiration of, or not necessarily inspiration, but there are people who are commonly regarded as great leaders of their time, whether that be Alexander the Great, leading Rome to invade all these lands around the world. I think Barack Obama is another person who's regarded as a great leader, someone who's striving for hope and change in his country in 2008 when there's a huge market turmoil. We have Steve Jobs, visionary for Apple. Mother Teresa, helping people, bringing people together. There's a lot of different avenues to be a leader, and I think the one thing that they have in common, I think someone had put it together as well, is that there's a lot of motivation or inspiration that these kind of people bring together. What I don't want to happen today is for you to just think that there is one type of leader. There are different kinds, and this is what I mean that they are contextual. And I think a great example is some of the people that we regard as great leaders. Alexander the Great. Do you guys think that he'd be able to lead a basketball team? Why is that? Or do you guys think Mother Teresa could lead a basketball team? Could she lead Rome to conquer all the lands around the world? I think it seems quite silly just from the question itself, and that's kind of the purpose I want to get towards as well. That these leaders are always fit for purpose. And what I want this also to be is quite an honest reflection amongst yourself in terms of what it means to be a leader for yourself. I think one of the big discussions you guys want to get on into later on, I think what is quite an interesting conversation as well, is how does leadership then apply in job positions or when you're applying for jobs as well. How many of you are already looking for jobs in the marketplace? Yeah, and what kind of positions are you guys going for?
Anything. I'm looking for.
Sorry,
something.
say that again.
I'm looking for something. There's no
Looking for
requirement. I just need a job.
I'm looking for product management.
Okay.
I'm looking for something in research and development.
Okay.
I'm looking into something for analytics, data analytics probably.
Okay.
At this point, anything that pays me.
Money is always a motivation as well.
Just a job, anything. Just please give me a decent job that doesn't make me sound like a bum. That's about it.
Right, and then I'd like to ask a follow-up question to everyone who just answered my question. I'm going to follow back up with you. What brings you to this session today, and why does public speaking matter to you?
Effective communication is always a very important part of anything in life, really. You do something, you're going to have to learn how to speak properly, speak effectively, especially when it comes to leading a team. So communication is always an integral part, and public speaking sort of helps with that.
Today's session, I was not actually meant to be here. I must be in a trip right now, but which got cancelled. And then I've come to this session. But the thing is, Toastmasters is a place where I can be myself. I can express myself without being judged. I can improve myself. There are people who
Oh, I think the internet cut off. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. I'm online. Probably.
There we go. Think it's alive again. All right.
Yeah, so
go ahead. I don't think I heard anything you said.
Yeah, I believe that you have to be proficient in your technical skills in order to land a job. But in order to thrive in the job, you have to have very good networking skills, very good interpersonal communication and leadership skills, and that is how I believe you can go up the ladder.
I feel like, as everybody said, public speaking and leadership go hand in hand. You can't compromise on one for the other. So, yeah, that's what this session is about. Maybe.
Well, I like speaking and public speaking, like learning how to speak better. Like I always talk, I talk all the time, but how to communicate my ideas effectively in such a way that I can persuade an audience. That is why I come back to the space to learn how to speak and grow. And it's obviously an integral part of of a leadership, because if you cannot communicate your ideas well enough as a leader, it only leads to problems, and we've seen that happen so many times. That is why I keep coming back here.
I agree. And I think the point you bring up last is probably the most essential. Being able, I think a lot of us have a lot of great ideas. I think a lot of people have a lot of capabilities that a lot of people don't have. A lot of people are very well intended, but that's not always reflected. And what this always comes back to, I think, is the ability to communicate your ideas in a concise and precise manner. And I think that's what public speaking is truly about. It's not the skill about being able to motivate or all of these, but it's truly, in the essence, it's about how you're able to communicate your idea effectively to your audience. And I want you to bear this idea in mind as well when you're going into your job applications, which is now the next topic, the very, very fun topic. And I think job applications, at least for me, they comprise of two parts. There's one not so honest part, and there's one very, very honest part. Job applications make up two pillars, of which first is purely a numbers game. It's about sending out applications. And the second part is about being honest with yourself. So what do I mean by job applications are a numbers game? How many of you have one true company that you want to work towards? Is there one company that you would like to work for that you're like, this is the pinnacle for me, this is where I like to work, or this is like an industry that I'd like to go in? And I'm guessing a lot of you have something in mind. It could be big names. If you're looking at banking, it could be Morgan Stanley, it could be JP Morgan. If you're looking at consulting, it could be McKinsey, Bain, BCG. At the end of the day, if you're truly honest with yourself, what you realize is that a lot of these companies, they offer the same thing, right? There could be some companies that are a little bit more precise to what you want or what you need, but truly it's similar. So job applications is a numbers game because it requires a lot of luck as well. There's a lot of things out of your control. An interviewer being very grumpy the moment he looks at your application because he just had a fight with his friend. It could be that he got interrupted while the interviewer got interrupted while he's conducting your interview. A lot of these things can throw you off, and they're always out of your control. So it's a numbers game because you have to truly send out as many applications as possible. But if for the ones where you're truly passionate, always take time. But it's a numbers game, especially in a country like India where there's so many people. The competition level is so high. For you to it would almost, I would say, wrong to feel like that you're going to get exactly what you want. Ideally, that's the best case scenario. But because of these things that are out of our control, that's simply not the case. I remember during my university time, I probably sent out about 200-300 applications, and I probably heard back from about 2 or 3. Is that a reflection of my capability? Because if that is, that would be a very, very sad reality for me. And of course, some people can be more successful than others and whatnot, but sending out these applications is always the first step. The second step is more about honesty. This is once you start landing interviews, once you're able to engage with others, networking, these kind of things, where you truly have the opportunity to engage with wherever you're trying to wherever you're trying to apply to. And it's more honest because now you're truly engaging, you've got your foot through the door, and you have to showcase, you get the opportunity to showcase who you really are. And I emphasize on honesty because I feel like this doesn't always come through in interviews. I've conducted a lot of interviews for candidates in our company. When I was in student organization, I used to conduct a lot of interviews. And the reason it doesn't come off always as so honest is because people always think that they need to shape their answer to what the interviewer wants to hear, right? So if an interviewer is asking about what is your greatest strength, very common answer is they're perfectionists. They want to make sure everything that they do is purely perfect. Everything is 100% before it goes out. A lot of people always try to come off overly confident as well. This might display arrogance and whatnot as well, and that might come because you might not be truly comfortable with the idea. It's pushing yourself beyond what's honest with yourself. If you're able to capitalize on skills where you feel like you're truly good at, if you're able to use public speaking skills to really articulate the things that you're interested in, and I think that goes quite a long way. I remember one thing which I mentioned, I think in 2 of my interviews, which I'm always very, very embarrassed to talk about, is I'm a huge collector of playing cards. So the playing cards that you play just like poker with or whatever, I'm a huge collector of those. I have like 70 or 80 packs of cards at home. And it's a very stupid passion of mine, but it's something that I truly love because when I was about 13 or 14 years old, my brother's friend showed a card trick to me. And I got truly amazed. I couldn't figure out how he did the card trick. So I obsessed myself with learning magic tricks. And with that obsession came an obsession for playing cards. I like the art that they do in them. I learned about the different types of materials that they use to build cards and all of these. So why am I telling my story, my very embarrassing story about why I like playing with packs of cards? Is because it was something that interviewers realized is just something that makes me me, right? I'm not talking about my experiences from the past about, oh, this is why I'm such a great leader, this is why I'd be great for a company, but it adds some personality. And I think in interviews, when people see personality, it really feels more true to yourself. Any conversation you have afterwards as well, whether that be you hyping yourself up in these interviews, whatever, is going to come off more honest, right? So try. I can't emphasize enough that when it comes to recruitment processes and everything like that, being able to showcase who you are, whatever that might be, your hobbies, your passions, these are truly essential in giving people an image that this is not just another number in front of me, not just another applicant that I need to get through, but this is someone that they can engage in a conversation with that they did not expect that day. And that leaves a mark. That always leaves a mark on people, that when they're reading their application, it's like, oh yeah, I remember there was that one really weird guy who who has a lot of like playing cards at his home. Oh, and then I remember, yeah, he had some experience in this, and he had done this in his life. Like, he's an interesting character. He has some experience. Like, let's move forward with that candidate. That doesn't always happen, of course, but it leaves an impression. Out of the hundreds of applications that companies receive nowadays, it's one way to truly stand out. So I'm going to introduce, I think, a final uncomfortable exercise for everyone in this room. I'd like everyone to highlight something that they're very passionate about in their life. It can be something that's interesting, something that's embarrassing, can be not be embarrassing, but it's a true chance for you to market yourself and find something that makes you you.
Start and pass it.
Sir, I think for me it's dance. My mom would always say it's okay if you don't succeeded in saying it's okay if you don't get a job, just find 10 kids and you can teach them dance. I think it gives me a sense of confidence and it gives me peace when I'm dancing to.
Thank you very much.
For me, I like musicals. I like movies where there's a lot of songs. There was a movie that came out recently called Wicked. It's like The Wizard of Oz, but from a different perspective. So for that reason, I like movies like that, where the characters are just singing everything instead of speaking.
No, you're not running away. Don't pass over the microphone.
Something I'm passionate about. I need some time to think, I guess.
First thing that pops into your mind.
I just spend time like doing nothing. That's it.
Do you enjoy gaming? Do you enjoy going out for walks? It can be anything that brings you peace, happiness.
When I do enjoy games. I play a lot of time into it. When I get to some game, I just spend hours, sleepless nights, play all night. That's how I do. Yeah.
I think I too am passionate about gaming. I spend way more than required hours gaming. And yeah, I think it's a passion because I enjoy it. It's something I take fun in and I can play with friends. So I would say that is my passion.
I would say I play basketball and I enjoy playing basketball because when I'm on the court, I do not think of anything else. I do not pick up calls from anyone. I do not think of the assignments and I do not think of anything else. I'm on the court and I enjoy the game. So yes, I'm very passionate about playing basketball.
For me, passion is music because ever since I was young, my mother used to take me to music classes, which I was ungrateful for initially. But then going on, it did give me joy because whenever I'm sad, I just listen to music and then sadness just goes away like that. So yeah, it's music for me.
For me, it's reading and history. I never liked the subject in school, which is why it's surprising that I found an interest for it. I've purchased a couple of books recently about history, and I've just been devouring them. So yeah, history.
There are two things that I'm really passionate about. Two habits, I should say. The first thing is I just open some company and just research about it for no reason and just find out what they're doing wrong. Recently, since past 2 weeks, I've been searching on Spotify because just I was so irritated about that company. I'm just finding out what all they have done wrong. And other thing is to start something which I'm very bad at. Recently, I started singing. Though I'm very bad at it, till I get very good at it, I'm not going to leave this thing. The same thing that I started with handwriting some years ago. I was having very bad handwriting just for fun. I do it for fun, not to impress or not to develop. This is just a habit that I've had since I was a kid.
I don't know how to discretize it, but I think it's my never-ending curiosity to learn the most random stuff. Uh, Everything from like Marxism, recession, and like tokenization and LLMs and this stuff. So yeah.
For me, I'd say it's dancing. The reason being, it makes me feel like myself all over again. I just enjoy it. Sometimes it's like a very big stress reliever. I just put on some music and I dance alone or with my friends, and it's pretty fun.
I think my main guilty pleasure or a habit that I really like is probably writing. I've started writing since I was really young. I had a first poem that I wrote when I was about 7 or 8. It was called Mr. Bob, and I just liked rhyming words like Mr. Bob went to rob late in the night. He was full of fright when he saw no light. Then he called the policeman, and the policemen were tired because they were always required, etc., etc. So from poetry to writing, now I really love expressing myself through metaphors, and my brain works in a way where it converts whatever I'm feeling to like real life physical examples. So I really like writing. I've started a Medium article recently to showcase that. So yeah, I like collecting these little bits of stories and poems that I write, and one day I hope to see my own book or my series of books. That would be beautiful. So yeah, that's something I'm really passionate about.
So for me, when it comes to passion, like I don't have any, but now I think like when I am in a group of people, the people should listen to me. Like I should be the leader, I should be the decision making in that. So that's all. It may sound like rude to speak to people, but yeah, I should be the one leader. The people should listen to me. That's all.
There are two things. I'd like to become an entrepreneur. Now I'm currently pursuing my MBA Logistics and Supply Chain Management. And another thing is, after joining the Toastmaster Forum, I transformed from a student to became as a motivational speaker. So I like this journey. I need not quit this journey. I need to continue this journey till the end. So to empowering the young students' mind, it also helped me to learn lot of things. So while I'm delivering various types of speeches to different students, they will give each different topics and unique topics. So while I need to deliver the topic, at first I need to gather some information about that. So through that, I also gained a lot of things. So these are the two things I'm passionate about. Thank you.
For me, I have a hobby for. Sorry. For me, I'm having a hobby for to be a techie in current update. Like most of us may know or may not know, that's some kind of earbuds we having. That doesn't having budget earbuds. It doesn't having a LDAC, which means a lost digital audio codec. So for that LDAC supports earbuds are mostly we'll see in branded earbuds like Sony or Samsung or Apple, of course. So for in both, they are using the LDAC earbuds in a low cost of 2.5K or to 1.8K. So I'm currently researching about how they could afford the price to the budget one. So I'm done my electrical and electronics engineering diploma. So that's why I may have that kind of hobby. Thank you.
For me, I love cooking. I feel myself happy and more happy when I cook, and I enjoy more when other people enjoy like love my food. So that's
I have a bunch of random hobbies. I like reading, I like writing, but the weirdest ones I would say would be I'm obsessed with fonts and typography. I used to do calligraphy before, and I think I picked it up from there. And now I like to try and guess the font and what font is used where. It's sans serif, is it serif? And it drives my friends insane because I tell them to change the document to a sans serif font instead of serif font. Or no, serif should not be used with sans serif. You should use this weight or that weight. So that is the weirdest hobby I think I have.
Okay. How many of you found that exercise? Are we missing anyone, or was that everyone? That was everyone. How many of you found that exercise uncomfortable? You can just raise your hand if you found that an uncomfortable exercise. Everyone's comfortable presenting themselves?
Yes.
Yeah. It's good to hear. You see, just from a little introduction with everyone, I don't know any of your names, but I remember essentially all of your passions already, right? We have the person who loves music, there's a person who loves dancing, we have a person who loves cooking, basketball, gaming, even Mr. Dark Blue Shirt in the front who was scared to speak in the beginning. I still remember your passion. Yeah, and these are elements of your character that come out, especially like during interviews, during conversations. It leaves an impression of you behind on people. It gives something to people connect over. For example, I grew up playing basketball, so then I look at the person playing basketball. It's like, oh, I see a little bit of myself in there. The person who said they love cooking, I love cooking for the exact same reason. I love cooking for people and see people enjoy my food. Uh, try to be honest with yourself with these things because it is quite difficult. It's an uncomfortable exercise. I think for interviews, we always prepare for a lot of what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses. But we often forget to also emphasize in understanding who we are. It's quite a philosophical way of putting it, but I think to be able to understand who you truly are, what your passions are, or what you're striving towards, what you find interesting. These are always nuggets of information that leave impressions on people. Um, I'd say that's probably the most effective tool you can use to leave impressions on your recruiters as well when you're applying for jobs. And public speaking, coming back to that, is a tool that helps you communicate all of these things. It's a tool that truly puts you in a position where you're able to communicate who you are in a precise and concise manner. And I think that's about it. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed this little conversation. I hope you guys found it engaging. Um, I don't think I've helped you guys define what leadership is at all. But if anything, I hope I've helped you figure out a little bit more, or I hope I've at least inspired you to figure out a little bit more about why public speaking might matter to you. And hopefully you can use these little nuggets also to help you in your job applications. So thank you very much for having me. Thank you for speaking with me as well. I do appreciate your time, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And it was very short notice that you got to speak here. I'm so glad that you were able to join us.
Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care.
Yes, you too. Thank you for joining us. So that was our keynote speaker. And after that, now we shall move on to the most important part of a Toastmasters meeting. Any guesses?
The evaluation session.
We have a prepared speech session.
No.
Guys, this term has been so full of table topic sessions that people have forgotten about the prepared speech session. So today we have our first speaker. Our first speaker of the day is Toastmaster Aarti, our past VP, our future VP. So before we call upon Toastmaster Aarti to deliver her L3P3, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Pranav Bairi, her individual evaluator, to talk more about her project. Please, everyone, clap, shake hands.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. So I'm here to evaluate Toastmasters Aarti's Level 3, Project 3. And the purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. So this is a part of her elective of which project?
Visionary leadership.
Of innovative planning. So I wish Toastmaster Aarti all the very best, and over to the general evaluator. Over to Toastmaster Subhashini.
When you make a mistake, always cover it up. As Toastmaster Pranav has indicated to us so well. Generally, no. Toastmaster Subhashini. I don't mind what role she is, just pass it over to her. Toastmaster Aarti, from fairy to data scientist. From fairy to data scientist, Toastmaster Aarti.
Yeah. Before the timer starts, am I audible without a mic?
Yes.
Okay, for everyone in the back, is it okay? Okay, fine. So, a quick question. Imagine yourself as your 5-year-old self, and somebody asks you, what do you want to become when you grow up? Toastmaster Mukhil, what would you answer?
I'm a good human.
Brilliant answer. Toastmaster Sudhansh, what would you answer?
An astronaut.
Very innovative answers. Okay, fine. I was 5 when for the first time in my life somebody had asked me, Beta, what do you want to become when you grow up? I was thinking about all the moments in my life, and of course, for 5 years, what memories would I have? And I saw so many career options at that time. And I answered, Uncle, I want to become a fairy. Fellow Toastmasters and guests. When I was 5, I wanted to become a fairy. When I was 7, I wanted to become a teacher. When I was 10, I wanted to become a doctor. When I was 13, I wanted to become a collector. And then when I was 17, I wanted to become a computer science engineer. And now I am pursuing my 3rd year in integrated data science. What a trajectory from a fairy to a data scientist. Where did it all start? So it all started in my 10th grade when I had to choose a course. I mean a stream. And there were way too many options. And somehow I boiled down to the conclusion of taking a course which had maths, physics, chemistry, and informatic practices. For those of you who don't know, informatic practices is just computer science with a different syllabus. And I fell in love with that subject. I fell in love with it because in my first ever class, I printed my first line of code, which ran without any errors. That code was nothing else. Print hello world. But then that did give me a lot of joy. And I wanted to do coding every single day. And I was so passionate about it that one day I Googled top coding careers for students. And the first thing that popped up was computer science engineering. And in order to do that, I had to visit an interesting guest called Joint Entrance Exam. That is JEE, which we all know. But in order to write that exam, I had to face my biggest enemy, the biggest villain in my life, physics. Now, for those of who actually like physics or those of who actually enjoy physics, no offense, I do respect your choice, but you have to understand the pain when the love of your life is coding. But in order to do that, you have to study the gravitational force of an apple falling down from a tree. Even though I hated physics and I didn't want to do physics, I studied because the love of my life required physics. I studied day and night, tried almost every time, wrote JE, came back, and guess what? I scored an outstanding rank of 3,11,574. Yes, I had to dig out my old scorecard in order to read my rank. And it was quite obvious that I didn't get into my favorite course. So I had to take a course which was number one, did not require rank. It did not require a lot of money. Of course, money was not an issue. And also, it should have so much coding in it. So that's when the door to integrated data science had opened. And I realized I had to invest the next 5 years of my life doing this course because it's a BSc plus an MSc course. I joined it thinking, okay, fine, no problem. Maybe I will do coding after a few years. I can do coding during college and do coding after college. This course will have a lot of coding. And then once I entered the world of data science, I met some interesting guests. Linear algebra, optimization techniques, statistics, probability regression, and guess who made a comeback in the first semester itself? Yeah, I had to study the gravitational force of an apple falling down again. But then 3 years have passed ever since I started doing this course. And the most difficult part of doing this course is leaving with a job. The reason is, of course, very simple. You might think that data science is a very well-paying job. Wherever you go, a person is a data scientist, or data science does pay you well. But then, let me tell you, that's the exact reason why it's difficult to get a job. Whoever you see is becoming a data scientist. A working professional is becoming a data scientist. a first year is doing a data science course. Literally everybody around me is doing a data science course and studying college where engineering is dominant. I have also struggled with that a lot because sometimes it is difficult to get a job. But then we have a lot of competition. Engineering juniors, engineering seniors, working professionals, everyone. But the biggest competition for us is somebody who has knowledge, somebody who can multitask, and somebody who can even work for free without expecting salary. That somebody is none other than artificial intelligence, who is our biggest competitor. Now, 3 years have passed ever since I started doing this course. And do I love this course? Well, I have been asking myself this question for the past 3 years, and I have 2 more years to answer it. Hopefully, I'll answer it by then. But then, from aspiring to becoming a fairy until making my way to becoming a data scientist, I have realized that life is a journey with so many unexpected twists and turns, which would either take you to a destination where you would find happiness, or would take you to a path which would ultimately lead you to a destination. So I don't know if I will become a data scientist, but I am enjoying the process that is going through it. Even though I low-key feel that it would be better if becoming a fairy was a career option. But never mind. Hopefully, this path will take me to a destination where I would find my ultimate happiness. Back to Toastmaster again.
Thank you for that wonderful speech, Toastmaster Arati. I definitely wish we had the career options still available. I would love to be a fairy and just use magic. And have you all heard of the fairy puck? So in Celtic, I think it's Celtic, but in fairy tales, I think the Welsh or Celtic fairy tales, there is a fairy called Puck that plays pranks on people. Very mean and rude fairy, but it's nice as heart. I think I would definitely love and aspire to be that. Now, the next speaker is Toastmaster Sean, and this is his first speech after an entire year. Over a year, it's a year. It's been a year and 2 months, and we finally have the honor of listening to his level 1 project 3. To evaluate him, we have our very own Toastmaster Veda. I have no idea why I gave Veda such a beautiful flourish.
A very good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I will be Toastmaster Sean's individual evaluator today. So, Toastmaster Sean is delivering his level 1 project 3 speech today. This project challenges the speaker to use tone, pitch, and use body language and gestures to improvise their speech and bring their message or their speech to light. So I wish Toastmaster Sean the very best, and I hope you mess up a little bit so that I can say that evaluation. But yes, all the very best. Thank you.
Evaluation capped at 3 minutes. No? After 3 minutes, kick her off the stage.
Yes, we do have disqualifications for prepared speeches, evaluations, and table session. Without further ado, to be a leader, Toastmaster Sean. Toastmaster Sean, to be a leader.
I am audible, I would assume, because get an interpreter like we did. So, my speech title is To Be a Leader. Alright. And I was going to ask this question, but our keynote speaker stole the same question. What do you think it means to be a leader? This is where one of you guys decide to want.
I feel like a leader is someone who not only wants to grow as themselves, but they make other people grow and make other people become the best versions of themselves without thinking about themselves.
Anyone else? No, should be like to.
A person who knows what he is exactly doing.
Oh,
Person who is courageous.
Well, what I can tell you is I don't really have a definition of what it means to be a leader. Alright? But I can tell you through a story. Alright? How many of you have heard or read or watched the Chronicles of Narnia? All of them. Every single book, not the movies. Every single book. One of the stories written by C.S. Lewis is titled The Horse and His Boy. Not the boy and his horse, the horse and his boy. And it's an odd choice of a title because it's usually the owner and its thing, right? Here it's again similar, it's the horse and his boy. This story follows Shasta. He is a servant working in a fisherman hut. He prepares the meals, he cooks, he cleans, and he waits for his father/master, the fisherman, to come back home. One night, a traveler stops by. This traveler looks rich, he looks powerful, and he comes on a horse, and he asks to stay the night. Given that his father is a fisherman and a poor man, obviously he cannot refuse this very powerful looking man, this lord, and he invites him to stay at his place. Overnight, Shasta is kicked out because he lives in a hut that is small enough for two people, and a third person will not fit in there. So he is kicked out and told to stay in the stables with the lord's horse. And this night, he sneaks to the house and he overhears a conversation. And this conversation is the Lord asking his father to buy him. Terrified, Shasta makes a decision to run away. But how? How is he going to run away? If he walks, if he runs, he's not going to make it far enough before he gets caught. So he has the decision to talk to the horse. And Narnia is a land of magic. Here, animals can talk, and this horse talks back to him. It tells him about the stories of a land called Narnia, far beyond the desert, far beyond the great land of the Tarkan, who is the emperor. This land, a rumored heaven, a rumored dream for him, sounds like an appealing idea for him. And he decides to set out on an adventure, set out with that same talking horse who claims to be from this land of Narnia. And he sets out on this journey that takes him across an entire country, an entire desert, and it leads him to the land of Arkinland. Along the way, he picks up another friend, Aravis, and he picks up another talking horse called Bree. Now, when he reaches Arkinland, on his way, he finds rumors of invasion, a planned invasion by the Tarkan of Narnia. And he rushes as fast as he can to reach Arkinland to inform them that an invasion is coming, a surprise attack is coming. And he makes it barely in time. He makes it a few days ahead of the army, but he passes out because of exhaustion. His comrades are injured, resting peacefully, and the only one who can do it is him. When he reaches Arkinland, he lands upon the home of a dwarf, and this dwarf, he informs everything to the dwarf, and the dwarf informs the king, King Loon. When King Loon comes, he brings his army, he brings his cavalry, he brings his magicians, and they fight off the army, the invasion, together. Now, when King Loon is recognizing his savior, that is Shasta, he introduces him to his son, Corin. And everyone notices they look perfectly alike. Twins, peas in a pod. And then King Loon reveals that as a child, Corin had a brother who was stolen away by bandits, and they thought him missing. They thought him dead.
And now, after 15 years, he had come back to his home. Shastra was home, and he found his name, Kaur. This slave was now a prince of one of the greatest nations on that world, Arkanland. And King Loon tells him, when he finds out he is the eldest sibling, and therefore by rights of succession he is the next king. King Loon tells him this. When Shasha proceeds to protest this, he tells him, I'm not fit to be a king. I was a slave. I was a servant. I cooked. I cleaned. I do not know how to lead a kingdom. I do not know how to play politics. I don't know about the world around me. I don't know anything. I only know how to clean, how to cook, and how to take care of people. And what King Loon tells him is that, listen, this is what it means to be a king. It means to be the first in every desperate attack, to be the last in every desperate retreat, and in times of poverty and famine, to laugh loudest and to wear the finest clothes, to be happy when there is nothing to be happy about, to lead when there is nothing, when there is no hope, to be hope, to show hope, to become a ray of light in darkness. And that is what it means to lead. And I hope through that you can learn how to be a leader. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that speech, Toastmaster Shah. Now that brings us to the end of our prepared speech session. Next up, what do you guys think is next?
Evaluation session.
Yes. Toastmaster Roshni, gender evaluator is correct. We have Toastmaster Kalyani, our table topics master, and I'd like to have you on stage.
So, hello, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So, as it's the 325th meeting, I prepared some easy and fun topics. So, who would like to go first? Or I would randomly pick somebody. Toastmaster Sudhamsh? So, your topic is, if you could switch lives with someone for a week, who would it be and why? You want me to repeat the topic?
So, someone whom I want to switch my life with had already passed away 20 years ago. But if he were alive, I'd be switching my lives with him. His name is Sam Manekshaw. He was once a military general of Indian Army, and he's one of the greatest generals who ever existed in the history of military, I should say. Well, giving a little introduction about him and the reason why I want to switch is he was exceptional. He was the first person as a cadet to be debarred from Indian Army training for almost 10 days because of his naughty actions. And he was a great leader. He was such a great leader when a person when a soldier said, I would kill Sam for not promoting me. And you know what Sam did? Sam Manekshaw went to that soldier, slapped him on his face, and then said, you said you would be killing me, right? The whole night, it's you who should guard me. And he took such a courageous decision, though he was scared if that soldier would kill him. But the next morning, the soldier woke him with a cup of tea, said good morning. That is what San Manek is. And he was promoted into Field Marshal rank, which is the highest rank a person in Indian Army can ever get. So I don't want to join army, but I want to be like Sam Manek. I want to be like him who always guided people in right directions, who always helped people to make good decisions.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudhansh. So next, how about Toastmaster Manimala? What do you want to know? So your topic is, what's a decision you made that completely changed your life? Would you want me to repeat the topic?
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. What is the decision made my life to change? So as I already told that I pursued my UG degree, Bachelor of Commerce in APC Management College for Women Tuticorin. After that, I told to my parents that I need to pursue my MBA degree. But my parents told that you can continue MCOM in the same college. I didn't return any transfer examination. After the transfer examination got over, my parents asked that, why didn't you return transfer examination? At that time, I told to my mother that I already told to you as well as to our father, but he told that you no need to pursue MBA degree. But I started keep on searching about the details of MBA. Finally, we paid the amount to pursue my Master of Commerce in my same college. But my father decision changed me, and he told that you can continue your PG Master of Business Administration. After that, we searched many colleges around Coimbatore. Finally, I attended interview, group discussion as well as, and got a seat in Coimbatore College of Technology. So I learned one thing, that if we have strong determination without quitting up, we can achieve that successfully without failing in that situation. So that decision made me right, and I'm standing here instead of studying in same college. So that decision made me. We need to take the decision in the right place and at the right time. If we are getting confusing, we also can discuss with all people who are all the betterment to support you in a future. So if I didn't take that decision at the right time, now I can't pursue my MBA logistics and supply chain management. Thank you.
Would one of the guests want to try? Yes, Aviksha. So your topic is, what childhood dream do you still hold on to and why? Do you want me to repeat the question? What childhood dream would I still hold on to and why? Well, there was a show and it was about time travel. It was one of my favorite shows that I watched when I was a young girl. And it was about this girl who would wake up in the morning and decide what she wanted to do for the day. And she would just walk into a door and she could go to that place. She could be that person. And it was beautiful. I thought as though it was the best escape from reality. Of course, I was too young when I thought this, but now thinking back at it,
it's beautiful. It's beautiful to go back and take a break from reality for once in a while and explore what you really want and go to a place, go to a situation, a universe, an alternate universe, if you will, and just be who you want to be. So that's definitely a childhood dream that I'd like to, go back to and relive. To elaborate a little more, if I had to time travel, where would I time travel to? I don't think it would be a particular timeline. I believe that I would like to make my own environment, and I'd probably a 5-year-old Abhiksha would probably like to go to a castle which had unlimited food and drinks and a wardrobe with beautiful dresses, any color I want, any design I want, whatever. What else? I guess a bunch of toys, etc., etc. So yes, at the end of the day, I would like to time travel and go to a place that I want. Thank you.
So next, thank you, guest Abhiksha. And who would like to go next? Toastmaster or a guest?
How about you ask our program quality director? Toastmaster Partha.
Hey, hi. Good afternoon.
Hi, Toastmaster Parthasarathi. Would you like a topic?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so your topic is describe a place that you visited and fell in love with and never wanted to leave it. Do you want me to repeat the topic?
No, I'm good. Thank you so much. But for the benefit of others, you may repeat it.
Okay. Describe a place that you visited and fell in love with and you felt that you never wanted to leave that place again.
Thank you so much, Table Topics Master. So I have been in Chennai since the time I was born. And the only time I did get to go outside Chennai was when I was on an assignment in a place called St. Louis. St. Louis is in Missouri state. And that was the first time I was away from my parents. And it was a very different experience for me because till that point of time, everything was taken care for me. Of course, even I did go to college, but it was not a residential college. I was a day scholar. So I didn't have to take care of things around myself. And there were so many different, even nuances, which I didn't even try out at that point of time. But when I went to St. Louis, I realized I had to cook, I had to manage the place where I lived in. And there were also other people who were there in that same place. So I had to manage with them as well, ensure everything was taken care in terms of the kind of handling the electricity bills, handling the connections, the telephone connections or the internet connections. Everything was very new there. And I really felt at that is the time I really felt, okay, even if I have to stay away from my house, I can still manage it. And it really gave me a big opening or an eyesight, it was an eye opener for me. I wouldn't say it was the greatest place or it is the coolest place or something where I loved all my life, but it was definitely an eye opener. And I thought that was the time I realized a difference in me. There was a challenge in which it could bring it to me. And that's what that's why I feel it was a place where or such as experience is what I want to go ahead. I do not know if I want to go back to St. Louis, but definitely another place, a very similar place where I would have an experience which can give me a different experience in life. I would look forward to that. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Parthasarathi. And for the final topic, who would like to take it? Yes. Toastmaster? Toastmaster Ishta? So your topic is, if you could master one random talent instantly, what would it be? If you could master one random talent instantly, what would it be?
Thank you, Table Topic Master. So, I have never been the best at cooking. At home, I have been barred from even entering the kitchen. So, I think one talent that I would actually like to get instantly would be to be a master at cooking. When I was younger, I was known to make very, very horrible combinations of food. And when I say horrible, I mean things such as jam and idli, curd and noodles, all of which I would subject my poor dear father to. I'm not sure what the person's stomach might have been made of, but my dad's stomach was definitely made of steel. He had been subjected to a lot of atrocious combinations and he survived most of them. And I think if I were to just get a skill instantly, it would just be to cook. Not maybe at the level of a master chef or something that would earn me a Michelin star, but something that could at least let me flex. I want to go to my friends and be like, yeah, I've totally been able to manage cooking in a kettle. And even now, currently as a hosteler, I only wash the dishes when my friends cook because they are scared of entrusting me with anything else. So I'm just the audience member for them while they cook. And yes, I think I would like to take a moment to acknowledge that while I am a bad chef, I make an excellent dishwasher. But yes, I think a talent that I would like would be to be able to cook. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ishita. And with that, we would be ending our table topic session. And I would like to hand over the session back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Subhash.
Thank you so much, Table Topics Master, Toastmaster Karan. For your very thoughtful topics, we were able to hear the story of how Toastmaster Manimala finally got it, and got to start her MBA degree. Congratulations on that. We also got to find out Toastmaster Ishita's one of many backup careers besides pro gamer. I suppose you also have professional dishwasher. Pretty good career, solid options, more opportunities than we do. Now, before we move on to our final session, which is our evaluation session, I would like to invite the program quality director of our district, Toastmaster Bhattacharya. So, a few words, please. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you so much, Master of Ceremonies. A very good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much. I can see you have a compact crowd, but I guess you're all having great fun. In fact, I was so much enthralled by your table topic session that I said, even before my address, if I can have at least a table topic, I'll be glad to participate in that. And I did enjoy the topic as well. How many of you have seen the movie Titanic? Oh, I thought it was in the past generation, but great. Okay. So what hit the Titanic? An iceberg.
Titanic is an iceberg.
Titanic was hit by the iceberg. That's perfectly right. In fact, I'll recap a part of the story. Of course, not the Jack and Watarosa part, but the part where the iceberg hits the Titanic. If you remember, the person who was on the watch out, he says, "The iceberg right ahead," and then they immediately swerve the Titanic to the right. And after that, it slightly touches the iceberg, and then a few pieces of ice falls down from the iceberg, and then they thought, oh, we are saved. And after an hour or so, they call the engineer. He puts down the papers and then realizes, he says, 1, 2 compartments, okay, but 3 compartments, I think we are doomed. Nobody realized what happened because all they saw was an iceberg probably hit the ship and it was an unsinkable ship. Few pieces of ice fell down. What was the problem? The problem was what people were seeing was 1/8 of the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg above the sea. But 7/8 of the iceberg is below the sea. And the impact that 7/8 of the iceberg has when it hit the ship was causing a bigger disaster. And that's what happened to the Titanic. So why am I sharing this story to us? Sometimes we are also like icebergs. Whatever we show to the external world is only a part of ourselves, 1/8 of ourselves. And the remaining is covered by the sea of normalcy. We try to be normal, or we think, okay, this is what we should be, and try to keep ourselves hidden out of that. And only when something really impactful comes, then we are able to showcase our talents, our potential. And I believe all of us have greater potential than what we are actually exhibiting at the moment. Because this is exactly what happened to most of people, and especially before we joined Toastmasters, we realized we were doing only part of things. But only when we joined Toastmasters, we realized, okay, we could actually be an event manager. We could actually host a session. We can actually give responses or participate in a debate. There are more potentials that you can explore in Toastmasters. And I do not say Toastmasters is the only platform for you to do. You may probably find more as well, but this was a starting place. And I urge all of you to go ahead and explore that extra talent that you have. Try to see where you can go with your exploration in Toastmasters. On your 325th meeting, I wish you all a very wonderful journey ahead and all the very best in Toastmasters. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Back to you, MC.
Thank you so much for your words, Toastmaster Parthasarathi. With that, we come to an end of a major chunk of the meeting. We shall move on to the most important part of a Toastmasters meeting, which is the evaluation session. For the evaluation session, I would like to call upon the general evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Roshni and Nadella, on stage. General evaluator. Yes. Clap. Okay. I hope it was fun listening to all the speakers. Now let's see how they've performed. First, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Aarti's individual evaluator, Toastmaster Pranav, to give the evaluation on that.
Thank you, General Evaluator. You cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. Steve Jobs did this. Toastmaster Aarti, you took us through this beautiful story with a slightly depressing undertone of your different career choices, right from fairy to doctor, teacher, all of that, ultimately to a data scientist. But what I took away from all of that is ultimately you've always wanted to be a kind human, a person who's always wanted to add value. And although it may not seem like it right now, but all you can do is trust in the process and hope that things will get better. You have excellent elements of scripting, Toastmaster Aarti. Like, for example, when you brought in the physics comeback, it was beautiful. I could have never seen it coming. And also when you spoke of how your love of your life wanted to do something else, and you were doing something else. The excellent elements of scripting, but I think over the whole speech in general could have been slightly better, slightly trimmed, and because it is your story, so only you can choose what elements to share. And so I think emphasis on more on the conclusion part could have been slightly better. Now, I also noticed that you have very good voice modulation, for example, and a very good voice modulation coupled with the very good human elements also. For example, I think towards the end you thought, I still want to be a fairy sometime. So that is also very good use of intonations. Now, a couple of things that you can actually work on was I noticed your eye contact seemed to be drifting in the middle of the speech, so you can try to work on that. And your stage movements, you didn't have a lot of them, so try to incorporate them in more into your future speeches. For example, the previous parts of your the early childhood and then the later part of your life and all of that. Now, Toastmaster Arthi, we've always known you to be a very good speaker. All three levels, you've proved us that. Now, here are a couple of advanced suggestions that you can choose to incorporate in your future speeches. First one, audience interactions, and this is something that even I'm guilty of. We get the brownie points for audience interaction, so we ask the question right away. But you can choose to do it sometime in the middle of your speech, so that the audience are still engaged and you know that they're engaged. Also, don't make the title seem very obvious. For example, Toastmaster Ishita last week gave this title with Yellow and Ochre, and for till the end of the speech, I didn't know why she had chosen that. And only at the last sentence, and I know like, that is where it hits you. So try to don't make the title very obvious. And this is something that even I was that my evaluator told me last week, which is try to deliver a speech next time without a personal story element to it, and something that maybe the audience can take away, something that involves a thought transformation or something like that. With that, I congratulate you on your completion of your project and wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Veda, Toastmaster Sean's individual evaluation.
Am I audible without the mic? Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's not use the mic. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm back as Toastmaster Sean's individual evaluator.
Okay.
So, Toastmaster Sean, you delivered a wonderful and inspiring speech today. You began with a simple question asking everyone what it meant to be a leader. And I think you captivated the attention of the audience immediately. You then dived into narrating the story about Narnia, and you had Toastmaster Sean had a beautiful way of letting the audience visualize the beautiful land far beyond the deserts and the beautiful land that had talking horses. So now, some of the good things from your speech. Firstly, you had incredible use of gestures and body language throughout your entire speech. For example, you asked like how many of you had you used good gestures, and in general, you had used good gestures throughout your speech. Your vocal variety was good. You emphasize and stressed on phrases like far beyond the desert and become hope, be hope. You stressed it well, and I think it hit the audience well. You had your speech was very clear, and you maintained a consistent volume and like pitch throughout the speech. So I'll get back to that. So some of the things that you could have improved on. Firstly, I think you could have added actual conversations in between the characters. You did that, I think, only once when one of the characters said that I'm not fit to be the king. That was only one time you used that, but I think you could have used it better. I mean, more times. You could have shown the king's conversation and then the other characters so that we could visualize it better. And it would be more effective too. Next, I mentioned that your tone was quite consistent. So some you could have stressed on more phrases in some parts, like when you said both of them looked exactly alike. You could have said that with more emphasis and more excitement and surprise in your voice. You could have also used better face expressions. It was quite monotonous throughout the entire speech. So when you're saying they look exactly alike, you could say that with more surprise and excitement in your face. One more thing, you murmured something just after your question to the audience. I couldn't hear it, so I would suggest that you do not do that much during your future speeches. Make sure that whatever you're saying is heard to the entire audience and not only to a few people. Finally, you connected your the speech title and your beginning audience question to the end of the speech, where you gave us the king's definition of what it is to be a leader, and I think it gave us something to think about, something for us to introspect about. So thank you for that. So, and finally, it was a wonderful speech, and I'm sure we all enjoyed listening to Toastmasters Sean speak on stage. It is the first speech that I am witnessing, and I hope I get to see more. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veda. Now, I would like to call upon my tag team to give their reports. First will be the timer, Toastmaster Mukhi.
Hello again, people. So here is the timer report of the day. For the project speeches, Toastmaster Aarti had 6 minutes and 12 seconds. Toastmaster Sean took 7 minutes 30 seconds on margin. And for the individual evaluations, Toastmaster Pranav took 3 minutes 4 seconds and Toastmaster Veda took 3 minutes 26 seconds. For the table topic session, Toastmaster Sudhamsh took 2 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster Manimala took 2 minutes 3 seconds. Guest Avisha took 2 minutes 10 seconds. And Toastmaster Parthasarathi took 1 minute 55 seconds. Toastmaster Ishita took 1 minute 28 seconds. We do not have a time disqualification. And thank you. Back to you.
Now, I would like to invite my R counter, Toastmaster Harshita.
Hello again, everyone. For today's meeting, Toastmaster Aarti said once and so 3 times. Toastmaster Sean said once. Toastmaster Sudhamsh did not use any filler words. Toastmaster Manimala used once. Guest Abhiksha said twice. Toastmaster Parthasarathi said once. Toastmaster Ishita did not use any filler words. Toastmaster Pranav said twice and twice. And Toastmaster Veda said once.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harshita. Now, I would like to call Toastmaster Ishita for her Grammarly report.
Alright, everyone, Grammarian's report. Before we move further, I am the epitome of disappointed. We had a word of the day and we only had one user, and that was Toastmaster Subhashini. And yes, DTM Rakesh Menon, thank you both for that. Now, moving on to the report. From the good usages first, from a fairy to a data scientist, that was a wonderful transition. Visit my biggest enemy, physics. That's a good use of personification to define physics as your biggest enemy. Same. Invest 5 years of life in this course. A good phrase, because usually when you think of investments, you think of money, all those kind of things. So when you're saying invest 5 years, that's a very good phrase. Life will take you to a destination, or a path that leads you to a destination. I like this phrase because it tells us that there's more to life than just the destination. There's also the path which you take to reach the destination. And then we have peas in a pod, a good phrase to describe twins. And then we have play politics. It's a good phrase to describe the workings of politics. Politics is like a game, so I would say that is a good phrase. Escape from reality. It is additionally, the speaker also mentioned take a break from reality. Those are good phrases. Additionally, yes, Abhiksha had a lot of good adverbs and adjectives in her favorite topic speech, and I think in general we had a lot of good descriptors in today's speeches. And one advice I can give as a grammarian is that use more adverbs or adjectives, because those are the words which can help spruce up your speeches, and it will get the attention of the audience to your speeches. So when you're saying a word like gestures, you can say incredible gestures. So that is kind of describing it, and it will pull the audience their attention towards it, and it will also give you an idea of what that word entails. Now moving on to the corrections. For 5 years should have been for a 5-year-old. I studied day and night should have been I studied for days and nights. On an adventure should have been on an adventure. My father decision changed me should have been my father's decision changed me. And finally, if we are getting confusing, it should have been if we are getting confused. And that brings me to the end of my grammar report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rishita, for your report and to take up the role I was too scared to take up. Now, it's time for my report, and I'll keep it short because I'm freezing and I want to leave. The meeting started at around 10:30, and we are late. It started with the introduction of TMOD, G, and the tag team. We had Toastmasters Tina and DTM Rakesh Menon addresses, and it was a good reminder of why we are all here. It was a good reminder of why this platform is important, and I hope the guests also got a chance to know that. We then had uh, we then had a favorite moment of the term session, which also was a good reminder of all the good moments we had. Then we had the keynote speaker, Mr. Wahid, who gave us a really good speech. Then thank you to the TMOD for the hangman session. It was really fun. Toastmaster Aarti and Toastmaster Sean, congratulations on completing your levels. It was that both of them were really
I'm still, I have my.
on completing your projects. Um, both of them were really engaging speeches. Thank you to Toastmaster Kalyani for a really fun and easy going table topic session. That will be all. Back to Toastmaster.
Thank you for your report, General Evaluator, and the rest of the tag team. I'd like to congratulate Toastmaster Harshita on doing such a wonderful job as our counter today. This is the very first role after joining Toastmasters very recently, and you did such a wonderful job. And I hope that I turned off the ACs now. I hope you want to stay for longer. I hope that the AC was the only thing that made all of you want to run away and not the rest of the meeting. With that, I would like to pass over control to the presiding officer of the day, our President Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Table Topics Master, General Evaluator, Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you very much for 3 very amazing sessions. We are basically at the end of our 325th meeting. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us, both online and offline. You should be getting a link soon. It's been already sent in chat to vote for your favorite role players of today. For the guests, a phone will be passed around. So, Christmas Manmala, I think the link has been shared to you. So, please take a moment to fill out that form. Oh, that's fine. No, thank you very much. Forgot the table slide we did it. Anyways, thank you all for attending meeting number 325. It is a milestone meeting, and I know it's a weekend. People would rather be at home sleeping. I know Veda, she traveled, she came back yesterday night, today morning, I think. Yes. I think Vishwata is also traveling tonight. Excellent. People are always like on the move. Thank you very much for attending this meeting. I know we have several other meetings happening, several other events happening in campus as well. Thank you for coming here. Those ones watching, thank you for being here. Thank you to all the role players for taking up your roles. Thank you for an excellent counter report, which I did not. I wasn't here to listen to. But I shall go through the recording of this meeting later. So I will listen to it. Thank you very much to the tag team. We need 2 more. I think it's Sudhamshan. Huh? I did. Sudhamshan. My bad. That wasn't supposed to go on. All right, while we are here, uh, what do I ask? The guests, yes, please give us some feedback about the meeting. It's been a while. Yes, Abhipsha. Abhipsha. Yes.
Well, great session as usual. It did not feel like how many hours it's been, but
Two hours?
yeah, 2-3 hours.
3 hours. 3 hours.
3 hours. Definitely didn't feel like. I don't think I need the mic.
Yeah, it's fine. Actually. Yeah.
Definitely didn't feel like 2-3 hours. It was very well organized. I especially thank the organizing committee. Very well organized meeting, and love the guests, their speeches, defining leadership. I love the evaluations. You spoke really well, Shweta. And yeah, again, I always love having this period where I get to talk. Felt more like myself again, definitely. It was beautiful for reflection purposes and also for getting to know new people and new people and their hobbies, especially. So, yeah, thank you once again for the opportunity.
Thank you very much.
So, as this is the first meeting of mine, I really appreciate Toastmaster Ishita. Like, I admire herself. It's very nice to listen to the speeches and
Thank you very much. That's not my mother.
Talent wins games, but the leadership and teamwork wins championship. So you all guys proved with your young minds there will be more technical glitch as well as you properly organized well and now you successfully completed your milestone meeting. Each and every speakers as well as TT speakers, all you did a great job and our counter Ramini. So I was very glad to be a part of this today's meeting with you all guys. So keep on rocking, keep doing great work. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before I move on to the results of the meeting, I would like to take a moment to thank everyone who has attended the meeting. We had a lot of traffic between the meeting, a lot of people came and went. I'd like to take a moment to thank the trio for attending. Distinguished Toastmaster Parthasarathi, thank you very much for joining us. And I'd like to take a moment to thank Distinguished Toastmaster Rakesh Menon and Toastmaster Malimala and all the other guests who came as well. Thank you very much. And okay. For the best role player, and when I say it, please do join me up on stage. The best role player goes to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Subhash. Toastmaster Subhash was.
Toastmaster Subhashni has also helped us immensely in this whole meeting, arranging a keynote speaker, arranging the agenda, everything. She's been a very invaluable resource to us. So this is also a thanks for that. Thank you very much. Best keynote speaker you got. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Well, all of you. Sudham, here's what. What do you hold the mic? Thank you very much.
The best prepared speaker is a tie between Toastmaster Aarti and Toastmaster Sean. Please join me up on stage while I give a ribbon. You give me the ribbon. I give you mine. Should I just? Yes. Thank you. Yep. The hold where this is supposed to be. Yeah. You can just put it down. Yes. The oh my god. Let me see the numbers for a second. The best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Ishita.
This is what I for being a good dishwasher.
The best with the best auxiliary role player goes to Toastmaster Ishita again. Best speaker of grammar.
What did you tell me to kidnap her? I heard it as kidnapper. Okay, I did not know it was kidnap.
The best individual evaluator goes to Toastmaster Pranav. That's it.
Yes.
Do I get on it?
No.
Where's the gavel? With that, I'd like to adjourn meeting number 325. Thank you all for joining us for this milestone meeting. I hope to see your faces again next Friday.
Yes.
Next Friday for our 326th meeting. We have an hybrid option as well. If those of you want to join us again, then thank you very much. And with that, I'd like to adjourn meeting number 325. Please feel free to stay or network. Yes. Oh, please join me up on stage while we take group. Switch on the first row of lights. The lights. Those are fans. These are the lights. Yeah. If oh my God, if those of you online could switch on your cameras, we can just have you in the photo as well.
Yeah, I believe that what are the guests? Oh, okay, fine. That's fine.
Come, join us. Hold.
Yeah, okay.
Please do join us up on stage while we take a photograph. Hello. Congratulations.
They go like that.
Please do come up on stage. It's kind of weird if I leave this place empty. You can sit down if you want, but
Is it required?
what?
Not everyone's here, so.
You can't introduce everyone. You can sit down here if you want.
Yeah. Not here. Here.
Do one of you guys in the front want to hold it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, so who are we holding? Roshni.
Wait, hold it properly. I'll hold it down. Okay.
Thank you very much. We have snacks and refreshments waiting outside. So if you could more than 60 samosas, come on. 60 samosas.
We got them.
Wait 1 second. End the recording. Yes. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope to see you in person. We'd love to have you both in person. Please do feel free to join us at any given time. Thank you very much.